What's up Multiverse, Dr. Dave here and welcome to the Geek Lounge. On today's video we are going to be checking out the newly released Squid Game Funko Pops. And I cannot wait to take a closer look at these figures because I really did enjoy Squid Game. It feels like an eternity since it released. And then the weird thing was that all the pops, it was kind of like suggesting they were going to be releasing around May, June or July of this year, which would have been ages after the show. But some of them have started to drop. When I say some of them, this common wave here drops kind of mid to late March, which is pretty cool. The figures we have here then are the Masked Worker, the Circle Edition. When I say Circle Edition, the circle on his face is actually what I mean. And then you are going to have to excuse me with the pronunciation of some of these names. It really, I really do not intend to offend. That kind of rhymes. We have player number 1, Oh Ilnam. Again, I really hope I am pronouncing that right and do not mean any offense. We have the main character, player 456, Seong Ji-hun there as well. Then next up we have player number 218, Cho Sang-woo. Player number 67, Kang Se-byuk. Again, really sorry if my pronunciation there is rubbish. And player 199, Ali. And just before we take a closer look at these figures, guys, I want to talk about the two figures that are not yet released. Or at least neither of those figures have released at the time of me filming this video. And it is another two variants of the Masked Worker. You have the triangle face Masked Worker, who I think they were like middle management, right? They were kind of the ones who were killing everybody. And they could talk to the circle guys, but they were like taking orders off the square guys, I think that's what it was. Anyway, the triangle dude is going to be a Funko Shop exclusive, and then I already mentioned him there. You have the square guy, which is a Walmart exclusive. I do actually have that on pre-order with Danny and Jazz, though I do think I saw a placing for it on Smith's Toys. I think it's going to be a Smith's Toys exclusive over here in the UK, and I think the square face guys were like, well, I don't want to say higher management, but those were like the guys who were essentially giving orders. I think they kind of like managed a group of circles, a group of triangles, if I remember correctly. They kind of managed the CCTV, and they were the ones who were talking to the contestants and so on and so forth. So yeah, those two figures are still to come to go with the Circle Masked Worker. And speaking of the Circle Masked Worker, we will start with them first. This is a really cool figure. I like how they've done all those Masked Worker figures, even though they are quite basic. I really like how the mask has the holes, the dots in them. I guess that was for kind of breathing and visibility, because that is how it is in the show as well. And then they have their pink overalls. The circle workers, they were kind of really the lackeys, the one who like took dead bodies away, the ones who came to collect people, but they weren't allowed to talk unless spoken to by a superior and things like that. Otherwise, there's not really too much going on with the circle figure. Didn't you actually have those two guys that were taking the bodies away and then selling them or something like that? It was like some bizarre kind of storyline going on. Well, no, they were selling the organs of the dead bodies, right? But they had to grab them quickly while they were still fresh, and one of the contestants was the doctors and whatever. I mean, I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler, but guys, the show is, well, I was about to say very old. It's not very old, but it's been out for over 6 months now. But yeah, this is still a really, really cool figure. And I really wasn't sure who to do next. I could have done it in the order of the Pops, but that is under the Pop Television range, not necessarily under the Squid Game range. And then, of course, I thought, well, all the players have the numbers, so let's do it in number order. So we do start off with player number 1 here, Oh Ilnam. Again, I hope I am pronouncing it right. The old man in the series. I mean, should I really say too much? You know what, I'm not going to really say too much else, and I'll try and keep this video generally spoiler free, especially if you haven't watched Squid Game. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you do go and watch it. It's bonkers, it's crazy, but it's pretty entertaining. It's mega violent, but it is pretty entertaining. This is player number 1, the old man, as I said, Oh Ilnam. Really sorry if my pronunciation there is pretty crap, but we go around. There's really not too much that he could do. He was a very old and frail man, the number 1 player. He's got the grey hair, the grey eyebrows, the grey moustache. Did he have a moustache? I thought it was more stubble, but it still is a pretty cool figure. He's not really doing much compared to some of the others, though. For instance, player number 67, Kang Se-byuk. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. I'm probably going to apologise several hundred times in this video. I think she is holding the marbles there, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I was trying to think of the other games, but I really do think it is the marbles. I love how she has the freckles on her face as well, because they were very prevalent on the character, well, I guess on the actress herself. As we are going around here, player number 67, as I said, on the back, back. I mean, they're all wearing the same gear technically, but there are quite a few differences in the figures, which I do like. Let's just swing back round to the front though, because that's where more of the detail is. Again, like I said, I think she is holding the bag of marbles there. You can see a big number 6 on her t-shirt because she has got the tracksuit, tracksuit top. I was about to say tracksuit bottoms. Tracksuit top opened up to reveal the 6 because they have their big player numbers across the chest. And next up is player 199, Ali. He has the marbles there round his neck. That's why I was wondering if it is the marbles for player number 67. That's when, wait, what was it? Player number 218. He's actually, they're playing that game of marbles again. I don't really want to spoil too much, but he creates that thing to go round his neck to hold his marbles in safe place for him. So I do think that is a cool addition there. 199 again on the back. All of these figures, like I said, they have this same tracksuit top and tracksuit bottoms, the same colours, just with their player numbers on there. So there's not really too much else going on, but I do like how they've done the marbles around the neck because it is pretty significant in the show. And then we have player 218, Cho Sang-woo, and this figure is probably the most different out of all of them. I believe this is when they're crossing the glass bridge, right? I mean, I guess that is a little bit of a spoiler, because it kind of reveals the game, but they each have to pick a number in what order they're going to cross the bridge, and he picks number 14, and they also have to all go barefooted. So that's why there is somewhat of a difference on this figure. You actually don't, no, tell a lie, we're going around here now, you do see the number 218 still on the back of his tracksuit, but the number 14 is the order that he has to cross the bridge. He is the 14th competitor, that's the correct word to use, the 14th competitor to cross that glass bridge. I like how they've done the kind of hair on him as well with this kind of stubbly beard. There is a mark on the left side of the face there though, that's quite annoying. I wonder if I can get that out, but otherwise another cool figure. And lastly we have player number 456, Seong Ji-hun, the main character of this series. I love how the tracksuit top is open there, number 456, and the really cool thing is he is holding the honeycomb with the umbrella. That is the one he picked in that honeycomb game, and it's like a really kind of stressful, tense moment when you think, oh my god, he's picked one of the different, or is it the most, I think the umbrella is the most difficult shape. I was trying to think, what is it? Circle, triangle, star, and umbrella. Yeah, probably umbrella is the hardest, and again, I said I didn't want to give away too many spoilers, but yeah, he obviously does succeed. He is the main character. But yeah, honeycomb game, but doesn't it have a proper name in Korean? I did know it at the time, but I can't really remember what it is now. Apologies. I'll put a note there on the screen to say what it is. You can't really see his number there on the back unless you kind of tilt forward, player 456. Again, like how they've done the stubble. Love how they've done his hair as well. It kind of all looks, pretty authentic how it was with the show, if authentic's the right word to describe a Funko Pop. But yeah, I really enjoy all of these figures. And I don't know if you guys know, but Squid Game has been renewed for a second season. I don't believe that was the original plan. I think it was always supposed to be a mini/limited series, but due to its success, they've decided to carry on the story. And I am intrigued to see where the story goes, just as long as it's as crazy and wild as the first season. And speaking of the first season, I actually feel we could get a second wave of Funko Pops. Whether it will ever come to fruition, I don't know. I guess it depends how well these sell, but there are still some unique characters that they could make for a second wave. And these would include player number 101, Jang Deok-soo. Again, I really hope I am pronouncing these names correctly. He was the gangster guy with the tattoo on his face. I think that could make a pretty cool pop. You could even do a bloody version of him when everyone's kind of fighting in the I was about to say dormitory, is that really the correct term? Where everyone's sleeping. Again, I don't want to give away too much. And then of course you have player number 212, Han Mi-neo, the kind of crazy, kooky, charismatic female of the show. I was trying to think, what could you do with her in terms of a pop? Try not to give too much away, but obviously she used that lighter as like a cheat during the honeycomb game. I mean, you could have her holding up the star honeycomb with kind of like a smile on her face. I mean, do you really get smiles though on Funko Pops? Otherwise, I was trying to think what else could they do with her, but she definitely deserves to be made into a Funko Pop. And then of course you have the front man, the controller, the manager of the entire Squid Game operation. It's a very eerie looking mask, and it could make for a very eerie looking figure. Some people might say it might be a bit boring because it would just kind of be this whole sort of black figure. I mean, we've seen him kind of in more kind of goldy, bronzy colours throughout the show, but I think that was really just the lighting. He is certainly just that kind of black figure, but I think it would make a cool Funko Pop. And then of course you have the VIPs. I won't really go too much into their acting because I did think it was pretty bad. Almost as horrendous as the characters themselves are, coming to watch the games and betting on the winners and losers. But I really do feel like they could make some pretty cool pops. They come with these unique gold animal face masks, and I actually think in Funko Pop format, if they were to make those with gold and chrome masks, they would look pretty cool. And then I think no Squid Game collection would be complete without that big wooden girl from the Red Light Green Light game, the very first episode of season 1. Did she actually have a name? I really can't remember, but she's the one who turns around, and if anyone's caught moving, they obviously, you know, get shot into a million pieces. Pretty horrendous, and it really sets the tone for the show, but that would make a really cool 6-inch pop. And the last idea I had, guys, is actually a major spoiler for the show. So if you haven't watched it yet and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, I will give you a quick countdown here, but you have been warned. And the last idea I had is for player number 456 after he has won Squid Games. He cuts his hair, he has a shave, he actually dyes his hair bright red and goes fully suited and booted. I think that would make for a really cool and unique pop. But do let me know, guys, in the comments section below, are there any other figures you feel would make really cool Funko Pops from Squid Game? And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments below which of these release figures so far is your favourite from the Squid Game range. And I've been babbling on about it for weeks, guys. The opening of 50 unique Funko Sodas. That is the next video coming next week. I don't know the exact date I'm going to drop it just yet, but make sure you stay tuned. How do you stay tuned? How do you know when the video drops? It's simple. Subscribe. Enable those notifications so it alerts you as soon as the video drops. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we hope to see you during that soda one. Peace out, nerds.